Over the course of human history, countless belief systems have sprouted up, each offering its own way of understanding the world. Yet, despite this diversity, half of the world's population gravitates toward the monotheistic Abrahamic faiths. For these millions, there's comfort in the devotion to a singular, all-powerful God. While this faith has provided structure and meaning to billions, there's a less visible current running through these same traditions, one that explores the deeper, more mystical side of spirituality. Beneath the surface of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam lies a rarer path, a spiritual journey that transcends the traditional rituals. This path invites us to engage in a more intimate, personal connection with the divine. It's often misunderstood and wrongly associated with New Age thinking, but the truth is, this quest for direct contact with God is ancient, not modern. It goes back millennia, long before monotheism even existed. Even in the earliest days of human history, long before the birth of monotheism, people were already exploring the mysteries of personal spirituality. They sought answers deep within their own souls, trying to understand their place in the grand scheme of things. This inner quest reflects the timeless restlessness of humanity, a desire to break free from the constraints of the physical world and find something beyond the material. It's about reaching for a deeper understanding of both ourselves and the universe around us. One figure who has captivated many in this search is Madame Helena Blavatsky, a prominent figure in 19th century mysticism. She championed the idea that we each possess an inner, higher self, a divine spark within, not something that can be learned through study alone, but rather through deep, intuitive wisdom. In a world that often feels fragmented and uncertain, Blavatsky's work has a unique ability to resonate, offering us a map to navigate our own spiritual journeys. Madame Blavatsky's life was dedicated to uncovering the secrets of the universe and sharing her insights with humanity. Her quest led her to explore altered states of consciousness, states that allowed her to access knowledge far beyond what is available through ordinary means. At its core, mysticism is about delving into these higher realms of existence, which can sometimes manifest in phenomena like telepathy or extrasensory perception, pointing to the fact that humans may have a deeper capacity for perception beyond the physical senses we typically rely on. These altered states, often accessed through mysticism, open doors to profound experiences of the divine. In fact, they can challenge traditional religious views and orthodox interpretations of the sacred. As Blavatsky's work shows, the more esoteric practices within Gnosticism and other mystical traditions often provoke controversy because they challenge long-held beliefs and conventions. Practices like celibacy or chastity, for example, are often misunderstood. In the Gnostic tradition, however, these aren't moral restrictions. Rather, they're seen as tools to spiritually purify and transform the self. These misunderstood practices aim to elevate the consciousness, seeking a more direct and intimate connection with the divine. Blavatsky, in her study of Gnostic Kabbalah, invites us to embark on a personal journey of self-discovery and transformation, in pursuit of the true wisdom that lies hidden within each of us. According to her, this wisdom comes from a place beyond the mind, from a realm we can only access by transcending the ego. To reach it, we must break free from the limited consciousness we usually identify with. Mysticism, through practices like meditation and ritual, becomes the vehicle for this journey, an inner quest not just for knowledge but for the awakening of the soul. Now, when we talk about things like telepathy or clairvoyance, It's easy to dismiss them as fringe topics that don't belong in serious discussions about spirituality. They're often seen as curiosities or anomalies, far removed from anything that could be called real science. But what if these abilities weren't just some kind of weird, fringe phenomenon? What if they were natural extensions of human potential, capacities that can be accessed during moments of deep spiritual connection? Imagine for a second that your mind has the ability to intuitively send and receive information, or even glimpse knowledge that transcends time and space. It's as if there's an invisible network connecting all of us, one that allows for the exchange of thoughts and perceptions in ways we're only beginning to understand. This concept lies at the heart of Gnosticism, which emphasizes personal spiritual experiences and the pursuit of divine knowledge in a very intimate way. Unlike traditional organized religions, which often rely on communal rituals and structured doctrines, Gnosticism encourages an inward journey. It's a path that leads to the discovery of the divine within oneself, a journey that isn't about memorizing sacred texts or following external rules. It's about uncovering the spark of divinity that exists within each of us, aligning ourselves with it, and living from that place of truth. Of course, this path isn't always smooth. It's filled with challenges, both internal and external. Society might be skeptical, or you might struggle with self-doubt. But that's precisely what makes the Gnostic journey so transformative. It's through confronting and overcoming these obstacles that we begin to see that true wisdom isn't something that can be acquired. It's something that's revealed to us when we dig deep enough. What Blavatsky and other mystics tell us is that each of us is, in essence, a unique manifestation of the divine. While this may be a deeply personal and private quest, Blavatsky reminds us that spirituality is not meant to be a solitary pursuit. The community, the sharing of knowledge, and compassion are all key elements of spiritual evolution. It's through our connections with others that we not only enrich our own journeys, but also contribute to the collective growth of human consciousness. Blavatsky believed that true spiritual evolution occurs when we recognize the divinity in everyone we encounter. The process of seeing that divinity in others and extending compassion to them helps to elevate not only our own consciousness, but the world's as a whole. This vision of a compassionate, interconnected world is the heart of her teachings, and it's what sets her work apart from many traditional religious paths. Another profound guide on this spiritual journey is Kabbalah, the ancient Jewish mystical tradition that has captivated spiritual seekers for centuries. Kabbalah is more than just a set of teachings. It's a roadmap for understanding the deeper forces of the universe. Madame Blavatsky saw it as a powerful key to unlocking the mysteries of existence. Kabbalah goes beyond the surface-level study of God and the cosmos. It invites us to look at the underlying energies and vibrations that connect everything in the universe. The teachings of Kabbalah aren't theoretical or abstract. They're meant to be lived and experienced. They offer a way to directly encounter the sacred, to connect with the divine flow that permeates all things. It encourages us to go beyond the simple answers provided by conventional religious teachings and explore the divine wisdom that resides within each of us. When we integrate the wisdom of Kabbalah with our Gnostic journey, something powerful happens. Our understanding of the universe deepens, and we begin to see ourselves not as separate from the world, but as interconnected with it. Kabbalah shows us how everything in creation is linked through a web of spiritual energies. These energies are constantly flowing, guiding us and providing us with opportunities for growth and transformation. Blavatsky's exploration of Kabbalah led her to a deeper understanding of how spiritual evolution unfolds. She believed that through the study of Kabbalah, we could transcend the limitations of the material world and raise our consciousness to higher levels. This doesn't mean simply gaining knowledge or understanding. It's about aligning ourselves with the divine currents of the universe. By doing so, we begin to live in harmony with the greater cosmic order. In her work, Blavatsky emphasized the importance of practical, lived spirituality. It's not enough to just study ancient texts or engage in abstract reflections. True spiritual wisdom reveals itself through concrete actions, through the choices we make in our daily lives. Practices like meditation, contemplation, and inner reflection help us integrate the wisdom of Kabbalah and Gnosticism into our own lives, leading to profound transformations. A key practice in both Kabbalah and Gnosticism is meditation. Through deep, focused meditation, we create the space for divine wisdom to emerge. This stillness is where we can hear the subtle voice of our higher self, the voice of the divine, guiding us along the path of spiritual evolution. In these moments of quiet, we connect not only with our inner selves, but also with the universal consciousness that unites all beings. Another powerful tool for spiritual growth is the practice of journaling. Keeping a spiritual journal allows us to document our thoughts, experiences, and insights. It becomes a mirror reflecting our inner journey, where we can confront our shadows, celebrate our triumphs, and track our progress on the path toward self-realization. By putting our thoughts on paper, we gain clarity, and in turn, deepen our understanding of our spiritual path. But the journey of self-discovery isn't limited to introspection and personal growth. True spiritual wisdom becomes evident in how we relate to the world around us. As we cultivate compassion and empathy, we begin to see the divine spark in everyone we meet. This realization isn't just intellectual, it leads to real, tangible action. We begin to treat others with kindness, love, and understanding. Not just because it's right, but because we truly recognize their divinity. Gnosticism teaches us that we are all part of the same divine source. This understanding can radically shift the way we view the world and interact with others. When we realize that everyone and everything is connected, we start to live with a greater sense of compassion and care. It's not just about self-realization. It's about contributing to the collective awakening of humanity. The Gnostic path is all about transformation, transmuting our limited, ego-driven selves into beings of light and wisdom. This process isn't quick or easy, but it's deeply rewarding. By engaging in Gnostic practices, we're not just seeking knowledge for knowledge's sake. We're seeking a direct, lived experience of the divine. We're working to embody the wisdom that will lead to our own personal enlightenment and contribute to the elevation of human consciousness as a whole. Throughout history, esoteric wisdom has often been viewed as something secretive or mysterious, locked away from the general public. But as Blavatsky's work shows us, these teachings aren't meant to be hidden. The ancient wisdom of the Kabbalah, Gnosticism, and other mystical traditions is a tool for awakening, for self-discovery, and for transforming the way we live our lives. Esotericism isn't just something confined to religious or spiritual circles. Over the centuries, these teachings have influenced cultures, movements, and ideologies across the world. From the Renaissance to the modern day, mystical wisdom has shaped not only personal spiritual journeys, but also social and political movements. Its impact is far-reaching, illustrating the way esoteric knowledge permeates and shapes the world around us. Blavatsky's journey, is a testament to the lasting power of esoteric teachings. She didn't just revive ancient wisdom, she illuminated its relevance for today's world. Her message resonates across time and space, reminding us that spirituality isn't a passive pursuit. It's an active, transformative process, one that requires us to engage deeply with the mysteries of the universe and of our own souls. The Gnostic path, as she saw it, is an invitation to awaken, to explore, and to transcend the limitations imposed by conventional beliefs. The mystical journey doesn't end with knowledge. It's a continuous process of awakening and transformation. As we walk the path of Gnosticism and Kabbalah, we realize that every step we take brings us closer to our true selves. These ancient teachings don't offer simple answers, but they point us toward a deeper understanding of reality, one that goes beyond what we see on the surface and taps into the profound energies that shape the universe. One of the most important aspects of this journey is learning to live in accordance with the wisdom we uncover. It's not enough to simply study these teachings in isolation. We must integrate them into our daily lives, allowing them to guide our thoughts, actions, and relationships. True spiritual growth happens when we begin to embody the principles of compassion, wisdom, and love that are at the heart of Gnosticism and Kabbalah. Blavatsky emphasized that the real work of spiritual evolution happens not in isolation, but in community. While personal transformation is vital, it is equally important to share this wisdom with others. The more we connect with those around us, the more we uplift the collective consciousness. Spirituality is not a solitary pursuit. It's a shared journey that connects us all. A vital part of this communal growth is compassion. As we continue to deepen our spiritual practice, we begin to recognize the divine in everyone we meet. This recognition is not just intellectual. It's felt deeply in our hearts, and from that place we are called to act with kindness, love, and understanding, treating others not as separate beings, but as extensions of ourselves. As we embody these values, we begin to see the world through a different lens. The barriers that once seemed insurmountable, whether they were between different people, cultures, or ideas, begin to dissolve. In their place, we find unity, understanding, and the realization that we are all connected by a thread of divine consciousness. Blavatsky's teachings remind us that this spiritual evolution is not just about personal enlightenment. It's about contributing to the greater good, about lifting others up as we rise. The journey of awakening is not one that happens in a vacuum. It's a collective endeavor. By helping others discover their own inner wisdom, we accelerate the growth of humanity as a whole. When we align ourselves with this divine wisdom, we become agents of change in the world. Our actions, no matter how small, ripple out and affect the world around us. Through our compassion, our understanding, and our commitment to living with integrity, we can contribute to building a more just, loving, and peaceful world. Gnosticism and Kabbalah show us that true spiritual power lies not in acquiring knowledge for its own sake, but in the transformation that knowledge brings. This transformation is not only individual, it's collective. As we each awaken to our divine nature, we create a world that reflects that same wisdom, compassion, and love. The more we embody these principles, the more we shape the world into a place of harmony and unity. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day struggles of life and lose sight of the bigger picture. But the teachings of Blavatsky, Kabbalah, and Gnosticism urge us to rise above the distractions of the material world. They invite us to step back and look at life from a higher perspective, one that is grounded in the realization that we are all part of something much greater than ourselves. In essence, this is what the spiritual journey is all about, recognizing that we are more than our physical bodies, more than the roles we play in society. We are divine beings, connected to everything and everyone, and our true purpose is to awaken to this reality. The mystical practices and teachings we've explored in this video are simply tools to help us remember who we truly are. The more we walk this path of awakening, the more we realize that our journey is never truly complete. Each step we take opens new doors, leading us to deeper wisdom and greater understanding. It's a lifelong pursuit, and the beauty of it is that the journey itself is just as valuable as the destination. Every moment of spiritual practice, every insight gained, every act of kindness performed is a step toward becoming who we are meant to be. So, as you continue on your own journey of self-discovery, remember that the path is not linear. There will be ups and downs, moments of doubt and uncertainty, but through it all, the teachings of Gnosticism, Kabbalah, and Blavatsky remind us that we are never alone. We are part of a much larger cosmic order, and as we awaken to that truth, we contribute to the elevation of human consciousness as a whole. The mystical path is a journey that invites us to explore the depths of our own souls, to break free from the limitations imposed by the material world, and to connect with the divine. It's a path of transformation, not just for ourselves, but for the entire world. And as we walk this path, we come to realize that the journey itself is the destination. So, take a moment to reflect on your own spiritual journey. Are you living in alignment with the divine wisdom that resides within you? Are you embodying the compassion, love, and understanding that can elevate not just your own life, but the lives of others? Remember, every step you take on this path contributes to the greater good, and together, we can create a more harmonious and enlightened world. If this video resonated with you, let us know in the comments. Share your thoughts, your experiences, and your journey. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content on spirituality, personal growth, and the mystical path. Click the bell icon so you never miss an update, and remember, this journey is just beginning. Thank you for watching, and until next time, may your path be filled with light and wisdom.